Hi friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 106. Hi there, my name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan and our cat Daisy, and I love to crochet and I love to knit. And you can find all that yarny goodness in my social media links down below. There's my Instagram, my Ravelry, and my Gmail. So if you have any questions about this podcast, you can email me. Also, any patterns that I talk about, all the yarns that I talk about, will all be linked in the description box down below as well. And welcome, new subscribers. Hello, I'm glad you're here. Returning viewers, I'm glad you came back. So welcome to smoky Chicago. Yes, the smoke from the fires have reached us. We have air quality issues galore, which you can probably hear in my voice. Last week was worse, so I don't know what this is gonna do. So just also, I wanted to let you know I didn't forget about you. I was supposed to record this weekend. Obviously that did not happen. I went to go visit my parents in Michigan, and we had a surprise. Well, I surprised her. They were planning a dinner with my aunt for her birthday, but she didn't know I was going to be there. So that was so much fun. Just to have her walk in and be like, "Oh, you're here." Yes, happy birthday. So what all has happened? We're not going to even discuss work because let's just not think about that, okay? All right. No, my job is good. Just a lot of issues right now, but anyway. I went to go see the new Little Mermaid. Loved it so much. I really liked the new songs that they had in there, and I thought she did a great job. Like, she's perfect for Ariel. Her voice was just amazing. What else has happened? So last time I was in Indianapolis. So, I was at a conference for church, and so finished that up, came home, and just been going. Is there anything else? Not much that I can think of. I feel like there were other things I wanted to talk to you guys about, and now it's all left in my head. So, it is Tuesday afternoon. I have the afternoon off because I have a doctor's appointment, and I feel like I need all the prep time I can have to go to this. Yeah, it's the lady doctor, so that's so much fun. But I definitely want to talk to her about like hormone levels. Like, I think I might be perimenopausal. I'm pretty sure I am. So yeah, we'll just see how this goes. So if I seem anxious, that's why. I don't like going to do this. I don't think any woman does, really. It's a horrible, horrible thing that we have to do. But anyway. Oh, and I'm also afraid she's going to make me do a mammogram, which, no, I don't want to do that. But if you're over 40, that's what you have to do, right? Anyway. So let's forget all about that. Let's talk about some yarny goodness, shall we? I think so. Finished objects. I have 2. Yeah. Excuse me. I just finished lunch. So out of all the projects I had going before I went to General Assembly, none of them are done. And then I started 4 new projects to take with me to General Assembly. 2 of those are done. So, without further ado, let me show you. The first one is living in this cute bag. The little tag fell off, but I tucked it inside. There's the front with the cute little ladybug pin. This was made for me by my friend Jill, who is an Advent swap friend. Hi Jill, thank you so much for this bag. I love it. So inside this project bag was living the June Cowl by Katie and the Squid. Very cute cowl pattern. Very easy to wear. Just while I was working, sitting in conferences, real easy peasy. It is a half double crochet, or no, it's a herringbone half double crochet. So it is not, I mean, you're used to a certain rhythm, and so you kind of do have to pay attention, but at the same time, it's easy. So the yarn that I used, do I have the tag in here? I do. It is Barocco Vintage. In the colorway 51176, which I looked up is the colorway Fuchsia, which is a gorgeous color. So I have 1 whole skein left. I had 2 skeins of this. I did once I finished the 1 skein, I ended the cowl. So here we are. Here it is. Ta-da! So last time you saw I was here, so I did all. Super easy. I do have there's one spot. It's easy. Right there. Instead of doing a herringbone half double, I did a regular double crochet there. So, anywho, I have not washed or blocked this thing yet. Of course, I'm looking at it on the screen. I'm like, that looks weird. That looks like a spot too. Did I mess up there? I don't know. When I look at it here, it looks fine, but except for the double crochet. Anyway, but yeah, I think this is a great length. It's nice and floofy. Yeah, I like the drape of this, so this will be nice. Be real nice with a nice coat. Keep me warm. These Chicago winters can be bad. What else was I going to say about this? Oh, so the pattern calls for you to chain and then start it, which we all know chains aren't very stretchy. And I showed this in the last episode. So I did a foundation single crochet to start it. And that's how I started it. The problem with that, you get this weird lip, especially if you're doing it in a spiral and you're not joining. Again, I have it down here. Kind of see it there. So it's easy to find the back of the cowl because you just look for those lips. And then I was scrolling through TikTok, as one does when you're bored. And there's one lady I follow. She's a crochet and knit designer. I'll put her social media. I'll link it down below, but I'll also put it up here because I can't think of it off the top of my head. I know her name is Laura. She was playing around with stitches as one does. You get bored and you just, let's try this. So she did, it's almost like you were casting on for like knitting, and then you do a single crochet, finish it like you would a single crochet. I was like, that is so weird, but like it makes a stretchy chain, and it's not a foundation single crochet. It's different. I was like, well, shoot, I should have used that on my on the pattern that I was working on, because I just finished this cowl. So I did it. I started it, and it's pretty stretchy. Not as stretchy as the foundation single crochet, but yeah. So here is the beginning part, and obviously, like it's not a big lip like the other one, so it'll be easier to hide. So yeah. So I'm debating like if I want to finish this, like have 2 June cowls. I will say this has less stitches than this one does, and I feel like it's even bigger. Yeah. I think this has less stitches. I don't remember. Anyway, I think I might finish it and then I'll give it away to somebody. We'll see. Actually, I might take this to the doctor with me. Just to have something to do. It's not stressful, because I need something to take my mind off of what I'm doing. Yeah. Anyway, so that's finished object number 1, and possible work in progress, making progress. My other finished object is living in this cute pink and red paisley bag. That was made for me by my friend Lori, who goes to my church. Hi, Lori. Living in here was the Barley Light hat by Tin Can Knits. It's a fun textured hat for sure. The yarn that I was using, I do have it in here. It is Allegheny Fiber Arts on her fingering weight, and the colorway is Blueberries. This is Blueberries. It's gorgeous purple, blue, yeah, wine colored. It's gorgeous. I love this color. And then here is my hat. I have not washed or blocked this one either. Haven't woven in the ends, obviously, so last time you saw I was here. Here you can see a lovely detail here. This is my first Barley hat. Yeah, I love this hat. I wear this hat all the time in the winter. But you can see here, I did this part wrong, because this is how it's supposed to look. So I did straight purl every row on this one. This one you're supposed to knit 1 row, purl another when you get to that section. And this one looks huge, but that may be fixed once I wash and block it. I will say though, it took me 2 days to finish it once I started the decreases, because things were going on. Had lots of issues, lots of things that were getting in the way, I should say. And then I had set it down. Like, okay, I'll deal with this tomorrow. And when I picked it back up, I did a second row of knit. So like I'd ended on a knit row, and then I did another knit row, which you could totally see it, and it looked horrible. And so then I took it all apart. Took it apart, and then trying to put it back on, trying to deal with purl stitches, putting them back on. It was a mess. But anyway. You can't really, especially here, like you can't really see. I can see where some stitches are twisted. I mean, I was so close to being done. Then I had to take it all apart. So yeah. So like my decreases look okay. They don't look okay here, but oh wow. Anyway, so yeah. Like I said, it's a bit big. I don't know what happened here. I may have to redo this. I don't know. Yeah, it's way too big. I mean, when you look at this one, like this one, it's nice and snug. It does feel a little big back here, but that's just how hats are. Anyway, yeah, this is my favorite hat. Still, yeah, this one, I still love it. I may wash it. We'll see how it goes from there. I'll keep you updated. Once it's blacked, maybe it'll stretch more this way. And if it's a bit slouchy, then good. That's fine. I don't mind a slouchy hat. Just don't want it too big around my head. So anyway, caused me a lot of headaches this last week. Makes in progress. I have 5. I have 2 crochet, I have 2 knit, and I have a design in progress as well, which is crochet. So, first things first, this one is an ongoing, it will be an ongoing forever, kind of, after my hair is all messed up. A forever project, Crochet Memories blanket. This is by Hannah Sigmund of the Cozy Cottage Crochet. I had to fix that bump, it was driving me crazy. Okay, so the Crochet Memories blanket by Hannah. It is living in my Wonder Woman bag with Gal Gadot. So all scraps that are left over from projects go in this bag, and then I randomly pull one, add it to my blanket. So I have scraps. So here is where I am. And like a true corner to corner, I'm making the squares be corner to corner. I know some people start in the middle and they go out and around, and or they add it where the color where they think it goes with the others. I'm just adding, like, and making it, okay, this is the next spot I'm going to, this is the color I'm doing. That's how I'm working it. So, you've seen this corner. And now we have this corner. So yeah, so the ones that have stitch markers on them, I've added. So this one, and then this Christmas one, and then this one, and this red one, and then this brown one. So yeah, so here is my blanket so far. Let me rock it way back. Ta-da! Again, like, this is whenever I have time, or I don't want to work on. This is pretty mindless. I do have to be aware of which end or which side I'm adding it to. That's the only problem I've had with any of these. So yeah, it's pretty mindless. It's fun to work on. It's fun to look at it and think of, oh yeah, I remember making that with that yarn. So that one's a fun one. The next crochet project I'm working on, this one I'm very excited about is living in my gray and purple feather bag, which I have this lovely pin on it from Persuasion. You pierced my soul. I am half agony, half hope. Because I love Persuasion so much. Focus back on me. Thank you. So, living in here are... Where are they? Try to find the ball bands. Oh, we don't. The yarn is from Bumblebee Acres Fiber Farm. This is from their Jane Austen inspired line. It is all Persuasion colored yarns. So we have Anne Elliot, which is this pretty light blue and a mauvey, purpley, pinky color. Then we have Persuasion, which is a bunch of colors. Brown, blue, purple, pink. Yeah. And then we have Captain Frederick Wentworth, which is this brown and blue, because he is a captain in the Navy. So the pattern that I'm doing is the Moss Stitch Shawl by Repeat Crafter Me. It's a triangular shawl with the moss stitch. I have done it before. This is my previous moss stitch shawl. Super easy to do. I started off with Anne Elliot. Obviously, this is all I have left. And then I was going to do Persuasion, and so I added that, and I was like, it's just not providing enough contrast for me, the way I want it to be. So, it starts with Anne Elliot, it goes to Captain Frederick Wentworth, and then it'll go into Persuasion at the end. So, here's my shawl so far. So, last you saw, I was here. When you do a Jane Austen inspired project, you need to have a Jane Austen progress keeper. So it's actually a book. It's Pride and Prejudice. But, because I do not, the charms that I found had Pride and Prejudice, Emma, and Sense and Sensibility. Did not have, only had half her books, but, so I faded in Frederick into Anne. I don't know if you can really see the difference here. Like, you can kind of see some of her peeking through and him kind of peeking through where she is. Yeah. So I did 4 rows of fading, because with him, then her, him, then her. Anyway. So yeah. And this smells so wonderfully sheepy. So yeah, I'm very excited about this one. I really am liking it. It's all DK weight, so it's going to be a nice, squishy, warm shawl. And that's all done. And my coworker, she's like, you convinced me. I'm what she was listening to on audiobook. She listened to Persuasion. She's like, I really like that one. I was like, good. And then we were talking about the Netflix adaptation, and I finally watched it. And true, it is not Persuasion at all. But if you just go into it looking at it as a nice rom-com, it's a cute movie. But it is it's not my Persuasion. That's okay. Alright, what's the other project? Oh, my other 2 makes in progress are knitting projects, and they are both socks. So, as I've mentioned here quite often, when I do my socks, I do them 2 at a time, toe up, and I follow this pattern, which is Basic Toe Up Pattern by Wendy Pronger-Geckner. Yeah, she makes a lot of scrappy socks. This is a free pattern, I believe. I mean, she has like detailed instructions like on how to make your socks. Yeah, there's a lot. And she has done a ton of socks. She has made a lot of socks. So yeah, so I follow this, and then I do the shadow wrap heel, which is there's a tutorial on YouTube by Denise from Earth Tones Girl. That's the heel I usually do. So I don't follow that pattern strictly. It's what I've started, to get me started on my sock recipe is what I'm trying to say. So my own sock recipe is that with shadow wrap heel, and then I just kind of make it however long I want it. But anyway, so in this bag is my first pair of socks that I want to show you, because I'm a sock maker extraordinaire. This is a pair of socks I'm making for my husband, Ryan. Of course, he's like, I don't know if I'll ever wear these. And I was like, but I still want you to have a pair, just in case. Yeah. And obviously, he will not be wearing them anytime soon. It's too hot here. So I'm just going to take my time on these. Have fun with them. So the yarns that I'm using, I have this light gray. It is Valley Yarns Huntington in the colorway Light Heather Gray, I think. Anyway. And then I have this purple and gray. It's showing more pink on here, but it's pretty dark purple. Purple and gray. It is Oink Pigment Farm Fibers. Oink Pigment? Hold on. I believe I do. Oink Pigments. And their Targi sock. So it is 90% superwash Targi, which is another brand, another breed of sheep, and then it's 10% nylon, and the colorway is Plum Drum Weekend. They are actually in Indianapolis, and I should have tried to go see if I could see them while I was there. The gray is light gray heather. So here are the socks so far. So last time you saw, I had really just started the main color. So here they are. I always do 60 stitches around for my foot. And I thought, oh, I'll just add 12. So it's 72 total for Ryan's foot. And I keep looking at these. I'm like, these are huge. These are too big. What am I doing? And then I'll try them on him, and they're a little bit, not too bad. We have planes going over all the time. So that's what that noise is, if you're wondering. Most of the time I tune it out anymore. So yeah, so like I try it on, but like he has a very thick foot. It's not wide, it's thick. Like especially by his arch, it's really thick. So I'm thinking these will still work. But again, I'm still like, oh, every time I work on these, like, Lori, you should really rip these out and start over and go smaller. And then I'm like, no, I'll be fine. And then just need to do it. Just do it. Forget worrying about it. But yeah. So the progress keeper I have here is a basketball, because he is a basketball fiend. I guess you could say. He loves basketball. So, that's his pair of socks. And then my pair of socks, living in my cute avocado bag from Slip Stitch Studios. I will say though, the other day I picked it up and my knitting needle was poking right through. So I can't find, is it there? I mean, it was a big hole and now I don't see it, which is fine. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. So in here are my socks. The yarns that I'm using are Patton's Croy socks in the colorway, what's the colorway? Cameo Colors. And then I have this Lang Jaw Wool yarn for heels, toes, and cuffs. And this pretty blue. I think it's Colonial Blue, which, anyway, we won't go there. Anyway, let's talk about socks, shall we? Okay. So here are my socks. My cute. It's the flag from the Bahamas. This is where I was last time you saw, so I've done all this. And these are obviously not going to be matching because of the way the color's fading. And when it fades like this, it's hard to tell where the new color starts. And where, yeah, what's going to happen next, I don't even know. So yeah, they're not really going to be matchy-matchy, but they're the same. It's from the same skein of yarn. So these are going to be Shortie socks. I was going to look at doing the High City Rollers. It's one where you don't have a cuff and it just rolls down, like, because that's what knit wants to do. It wants to roll down like this. If you're knitting and stockinette. So I'm like, that should be just easy to finish. You don't have to worry about a cuff. Not bad. But we shall see. We shall see. So that's right. Okay, so my design and progress. Yeah. I've had issues with this. Things are not working the way I want them to, all of that. So, I've since, this has become like my Monday night. I'm at knit night or at love knots because I have 2 different knit nights that happen on Mondays. It just depends on which Monday of the month it is. So, I have been taking my laptop with me to love knots and like I type it up as I work on it. And then I'm chit-chatting with the ladies, so that kind of makes things a little difficult too. But it is living in my Chitingi bag, which is made by me. I sent my Chitingi, which is a wrap that women in Africa wear. And when I lived there, I got one. So this, I got it when I was 7. So it's quite old. And it just sat in the drawer. So I sent to Kalisha and I was like, if you can make me a couple bags out of this and then you can keep the rest, that's fine. She made me 3 large, medium, and small, and an ocean's pouch out of it. And she said there's still half of the thing. So yeah. So this is my Chitingi bag made by Kalisha from the Quirky Monday Craftcast. And then I have the weapon we have is love and keep moving forward. Especially on this one, this project, I need to keep moving forward. So this project, most of my shawls that I do are inspired by women of history. I've done Jane Austen, I've done Marie Curie, Louisa May Alcott. I need to rework hers, but I'm gonna get that one. This one, however, is Josephine Baker. And I've had this design in my head for years, and I'm just not getting to it. In fact, like, the yarns that I'm using are discontinued, so I'm not going to even show you the yarns that I'm using because you can't buy them anymore. So let me show you. I don't think you've seen it recently since I've started reworking it. Yeah, I don't even have a progress keeper on here for you to see. Okay. You ready? I'm going to set this on the floor. Here we go. So here we are. So this is the bottom. And then you have this corner here. So it's going to be an asymmetrical triangle. So eventually I've actually gotten to the point where I'm now going to start decreasing this side. And so it's going to go like that now. But trying to figure out, because I wanted like a ripple rainbow kind of effect on it. So trying to figure out how I was going to make that happen was difficult. But yeah, I kind of like that. And like, I'm not going to have a lot of it either. I just want a little bit of it. But I'm still trying to decide, do I like it with these, or should I try to... We'll see. I'll play around. You know me. So, this is, I mean, it's getting huge. I can't even show it to you. So the name of the shawl is going to be Rainbows and Feathers, because you have, I mean, this isn't mohair, but when I actually make it for me to wear, I will have mohair in it. So you have, and there's another stripe right here, which kind of blends in with this ombre color. So now it is decreasing. You start at the widest part. Well, kind of, sort of. Because it still grows this way. I'll have to show it to you. Like, it's hard for me to describe. So yeah, you start at the widest point on this edge. But this edge still grows. So, it's happening. It's actually happening. I'm actually getting it to where I want it. So, it is going to be a long-term process for this one. That's okay. So that is all the yarny stuff. I did remember something else I was going to tell you about. So, my husband and I both work at Elam Christian Services. It is just down the street. It is a school for special needs children, and we have an adult day program as well. And we have a campus here, and then we have another campus in another town. And the other campus has higher functioning adults. And they decided to do a play. They did The Music Man Jr., which was so cute. But they were looking for a place that they could have it. And so they messaged my husband, who is also a pastor of a church, which is just through my backyard. Can we use your church? Is there, because the one church they were looking at, they didn't have very accessible, their stage wasn't very accessible for some of the adults that we have and their needs. So we had the Music Man at our church. And it was awesome to see our church full. Just because we're a very small church. We're getting there. We're working on it. So yeah. And then, like, I got to go watch and, like, take pictures, because I work with communications, social media, all that. So, that's part of my job. But it was just so much fun to watch these adults with such joy and like, here's the music, man. And of course, it took twice as long because the director would have to say the line and then they'd repeat it. Because most of them did remember a lot of their lines, and I was very impressed by that. But I know how how us with normal, I don't want to say normal, but higher functioning brains, like, we forget lines too. So anyway, but it was so cute. I loved it. So yeah, that was good. And then he asked for a headshot of us to put in the playbill. Like, thank you, Ryan and Lori Keel and Calvary Church of the Nazarene for letting us use your church. And so we're just gonna have a picture of us. And I thought it was gonna be like small, like the rest of the headshots. We were the whole back page. The whole. Okay, yeah, that's me. And then several of the adults were like, oh, this is you. I'm like, yes, that's me. Ryan and I both like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did that. Anyway. Oh well. I will see you in 2 weeks. Well, actually now it's less than 2 weeks. But I will see you later. God bless. Bye.